Hello, my name is Samantha, but everybody calls me Sammy Baby. I don't know if you guys watched the last episode. Hope if you didn't, go ahead and go back and watch that. We were talking about Genesis 1 through 2. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit all over the place. It was my first episode. We getting the hang of it, y'all. We getting the hang of it. Okay. Basically, what this is that I've always been a churchgoer. I always love God, but now I am actually getting into reading the Bible for myself, so that I can get to know the Lord and not just hear what other people say about the Lord. And I want to know Him for myself, which I want everybody to do if you want to. It is important to know the Bible if you're gonna know God. So let's get to it. Okay, we're gonna start with chapter 3 of Genesis. This is the second episode, so all right. And so in the third chapter, this is when it's titled "The Fall of Man." And so this is when the serpent came to Eve and basically tempt her to eat of the tree that God told him not to eat of. Now, the way that he got her to eat of the tree is that he told her, "Hey, God is lying to you, basically. Like, if you eat from this tree, you're not going to die." Even though he said to them, or I'm not sure if he said it to Adam or if he said it to Eve, or if he said them to both of them together. But it says, if you eat of the tree, you will surely die. Now, we're going to get to something that I wanted to talk about a little bit later. And I think that's coming up in actually chapter 5, the family of Adam. So we're going to talk about that. Um, so basically, everybody knows the story, right? Eve was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll eat of it then." But it says that the serpent tempted her by saying, "Hey, if you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." And that's what got her. She was like, "Oh, so if I eat of this tree, I'm going to be like God. Okay, I'm finna go eat of this tree." So she went and ate of the tree, and then she gave Adam part of the tree, right? And so at this point, they knew good and evil. All right. Did they need to know good and evil? No. But they wanted to be like God. And so God got back to the garden and called them, and they were hiding because they were naked. Now they now realized that they was naked. And I think on the last episode I talked about a little bit more about, hey, why did it even matter? In my opinion, why did it matter? Because if at that time, right, he was married to Eve and God created him, me personally, I wouldn't have cared that I was naked. Me personally, like, I walk around the house naked all the time. Like, am I going outside being naked? No. But when I had my girlfriend, I was walking around and I was naked and she saw my body. This wasn't even my wife. So thinking like, if Adam was so worried about being naked in front of God, like, why? He created you. He know what you look like. It's your wife. You were to mate with her. Why does it matter? I don't know. Anywho, so um, God got there and he realized what had happened, that they ate up the tree, and so he cursed them. So he cursed all three of them. He cursed the serpent, he cursed Adam, and he cursed Eve. And so if y'all want to know about the curse, I can talk about that in the next episode, or let me know if y'all want to know about the curse, because I can give y'all the verses and everything as well. So that is verses 14 through 20, verses 14 to 20. So Genesis chapter 3, verses 14 to 20 is what he talks about the curses. And then so later on, obviously they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, because hey, God said you're gonna surely die. So he like, nah, you can't stay in here and eat of the tree of life. which is in the garden. And so it says that he put a flaming sword which turned each way to guard the way to the tree of life. And he placed a, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to butcher this word. Like, I'm sorry. A sherbum at the east of the Garden of Eden. A sherbin? I don't know. A sherbin. A sherbin? I'm gonna say sherbin. I like how the way that sounds, so I'm gonna say sherbin. Um, and then so on the next one, now we're gonna go to chapter 4. Okay, so chapter 3 was basically them getting cursed because Eve was like, hey, you know what? This little serpent told me to eat the tree. I'm gonna be like God. I'm eating the tree, you know. And so the fourth one is called Cain and Abel. So if you didn't know, now you know. Cain was the oldest, and that was the oldest child of Adam and Eve, and Abel was the second. I'm guessing the second. Um, so in this one actually, it was a verse that got me, and I'm gonna read it for y'all so that y'all know which one. Um, and so it says, in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of fruits of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought a firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord respected Abel's offering, but he did not respect Cain's offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. And so this is the verse that I like highlighted, I really liked. And it said to the Lord, so the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? And why has your countenance failed? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you shall rule over it. So why I like this verse, this saying, was because it makes you think, right? You know, when you do something well and you get angry because you didn't get recognized for that, and then you throw everything out of the thing. You like, well, they didn't recognize that I did this, so I'm gonna do something bad. Like, I'm not gonna do that again. Then I'm not gonna give him his praise. That's the way I saw it. You know, it's like, okay, I didn't like the gift, so now you angry because I didn't like the gift, and you're gonna let sin come into you because of your anger. I, I know it's a lot of us that get angry, and then we decide, you know what? I'm angry, so I'm gonna do something that I shouldn't do, and I know I shouldn't do because I'm angry. You know who you are? I know who I am. It's me. It's me. It's me. I do it. I'm changing my ways. I haven't been doing anything too reckless lately. Yeah, but I like that, and I was like, hey, it hit me like, So if you do not do well, sin lies at your door. Mm. Anywho, so later on we have Cain, and they're in the field, and Cain kills Abel. That's sin. So he got angry. He got angry at Abel, which, in my opinion, is like, why are you getting angry at Abel? He ain't care about your gift. You ain't get a gift to him. You gave it to God. Why are you in competition with him? Why do you have this jealousy over him? So he killed his brother Abel, and God found out, of course, because his blood was in the field. God owns all of this. God knows what. So God came to him and asked him, "What have you done?" Or asked him, "Where's Abel, your brother?" And he said, "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" I ain't gonna lie, that's a slick thing to say. Imagine that back in the day, God came. Hey, after you did something wrong, I was like, knowing you did something wrong, he comes to you and say, "Hey, where your brother at? Am I my brother's keeper? I don't know where that boy at. Knowing you just murdered him." I feel like I wonder like how it would have went if he would have like told him the truth, like, God, I got angry and I murdered my brother. Like, how would that have changed what happened, right? Like, what difference would it have made? We'll never know, but that's like a thought that came to me. Like, man, like, what if you would have been honest? Like, what if you would have told the truth? Like, hey, I killed my brother. I got angry. Like, please forgive me. But instead, he lied. And so, what God did was he told him, when you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. You are a fugitive and a vagabond. You shall be on the earth. And so a vagabond, I searched it, and it's basically saying you will have no home. Like, you will not have a place that you can call home. You will just be wandering the earth or the world without a home. Now, this is the crazy thing that got to me, right? It says that Cain went out of the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. And he built the city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and then it goes on and on and on. I'm not gonna lie, some of these names I can't even pronounce. Um, you know what was funny to me, or this is like, I think a lot of people ask this question, right? And they ask if it was just Adam, Eve, and Cain and Abel, what wife did he take? Like, where does woman come from? Right? And so I'm not gonna lie, for a long time I thought the same thing. I was like, what you mean? Where does lady come from? How he found a wife? Like, he left the place and he found a wife. But then this is the crazy thing. When you look at the Bible, like, sometimes you just overread things, right? Or you just like, you don't really notice that it's there. But little do we know, Adam and Eve, they had more children than Cain and Abel, and Seth, which is, they're talking about the family of Adam in chapter 5. That's what I was going to talk about. I guess I'll talk about it now. So it says that, and Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. After he begot Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years, and he had sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Y'all see that? Did y'all hear that? I hope y'all ain't miss it. It says that he had sons and daughters. So we only talk about Cain and Abel, and sometimes Seth. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember Seth, but little do we know he had other sons and daughters that we never even heard of. Isn't that crazy? Like, realistically, they gave us a lot of names when it came to Cain. They didn't give us really no like family history of Adam. And later on they give us like a lot of like information, but at no point does it say like how many daughters or how many sons Adam and Eve had. Like, they could have had 100 of them, and we wouldn't know. But anyways, yeah, he took one of his sisters for sure. That was, I don't know if that was back in the day. Now that's kind of weird, but I guess when they said, "Hey, go be few and multiply," few and multiply. be fruitful and multiply. They had to do what they had to do. Uh, all right, well, y'all, that's it for today. I wanted to keep this sweet and short and just let y'all know what's going on in the Bible. So this is I'm gonna calculate this as chapters 3, 4, and 5. If y'all want, I could go a little bit more detail into number 5. Put it in the comments, and I'll do that. But really, 5 is just the family of Adam, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of names that I don't know how to pronounce. Uh, I would suggest going to it's the app called the Bible. I download that, and it reads it to you. That's what I did, because I was like, hey, some of these names, most of these names, I can't read. So if you go to the Bible app, and it'll read that for you. Just go to the books of the Bible and then put in that. I think that's really helped me a lot, because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, like if you look at this, like those are really small, like really small, and my eyes get tired. So I just go to the Bible app and let it listen, read it, or let it read it, and I'm gonna listen to it. Okay. Like I said, leave in the comments if y'all what y'all want me to talk about, if y'all want me to go more in detail, because there's a couple of things I wanted to say about these chapters, but well, it's a couple of things that I realized from reading the chapters, not that I wanted to say per se, but what I read and what I was thinking during the chapters. If y'all want more information on like that, let me know. Um, I think in the next couple of days I'm gonna upload chapters 6 through 7, possibly 8. I'll let y'all know in the next video. Thanks for coming out, and like, subscribe. What's the other thing they say? Comment. I'm still new to this.